This is going to be my intensive driving experience. So basically last week I did a intensive driving course where I did Monday to Friday and I did 8 hours of driving every day. So I thought I would do my experience on how I found it and advice that I could give to anyone that is thinking about doing an intensive driving course, because for me, I watched YouTube videos on how people found it and it helped me a lot picking if it was the right decision for me. The driving course was, I went online and typed in intensive driving courses around my area, and there was a lot that came up, and you can skim through which ones you think are like the right for you. Most websites that you'll find that do intensive driving courses will do different bundles: 15 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, 48 hours, and that, I think 48 hours is normally like the most they do for the week course. So when I did the intensive driving course, I picked to do 40 hours. Everybody is so different. Like, some people will not need to do that amount and some people will want to do more. It's completely up to you and your choice and like what you feel. To give a little bit of reference, I have actually never like driven. I did young drivers when I was younger, but I was like 14 and that was like a long time ago. I'm 21 now, so I count myself as a fresh beginner, never driven. So when I done it, I thought to pick the 40 hours because I thought it'd be the right time for me and it would give me a good chance of learning how to drive and give me enough time to practice and get confident with it, basically. So when you start the intensive, obviously, and also with the driving, there is a very long wait list. So for like normal driving lessons, I think the wait list is even more. But I know for the intensive driving course, it was about like 2 months wait. I booked it in like July and I started in October. So it is depending on like your area, because some areas will be a lot less, but some will be a lot higher. It kind of depends if you like live in a city or not. Driving courses are not cheap. It's definitely an investment. It's very expensive. It sounds really silly, but like I didn't realize how intensive the course would be, and I know it says it in the name, but like I didn't think about it fully through. I was just like, oh, it'll be fine, but it is very intense. It's like, it's a lot on you as a person, like mentally, like all of them things, like, and physically, like it's very straining on you. Like, to drive 8 hours a day, it's a much for anyone. So just bear that in mind. It is very intense, and it is hard. It's hard work. So when I went to the intensive driving course, I always made sure to bring 2 bottles of water and a coffee, like a cold coffee, and I'd have like the cold coffee like at lunchtime because it's always good to have a boost of energy, and make sure you bring loads of snacks because it is very tiring and it's really important to fuel your body and make sure that you are okay to like keep going. Like with driving, I found it hard. Like I decided to go for a manual and it was very difficult. I struggle with like multitasking sometimes, so that was quite difficult as well with the whole multitasking thing. But it was something that like you do learn as you go through, like, you know, how it works for you and all that sort of stuff. Biggest thing as well that I learned as well is like, when I'd ever talk to people about driving, like people would just be like, oh, like you'll be fine, it'll come naturally to you eventually, like it's always easy. But I've like only heard from like a few amount of people that they actually found it quite difficult, and I am one of those people. I found it really hard. I found it really challenging. Like I definitely did not pick it up very quickly. Like I remember on the second day, like I was on my lunch break and I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm not enjoying it. Like I want to give up. But it's always important to just keep going and be persistent because you'll never get anywhere if you don't. So yeah, just keep going. Like it will get easier gradually, but if you are struggling with it and you are doing it and you're like, why am I not picking this up, and like you feel like everyone else is, you are not alone. Driving is a really difficult skill to learn. Like it is definitely not easy and it is something that is challenging, and I think it's like anything, like you just got to keep going and you've got to keep pushing yourself and just keep trying and you will get there eventually, like everything. So yeah, Next part is actually picking the right school for you. So the biggest advice that I would say to anyone that is wanting to learn how to drive is look at the reviews of the company that you're going with. Don't just pick the first company that comes up on the website. Like, look through the reviews and see how they taught the person and their experiences, because if they have bad reviews, then it will say something about the company. You know, I found companies that had no reviews on the internet. I had ones that like were mixed, and I had some that were like amazing, and I picked a company that had the best reviews. The company was a little bit more expensive than maybe the other ones, but I wanted to pick a company where you know, it's a big thing to learn how to drive, and I want to learn how to drive safely, and I want to learn how to drive. I want to be a good driver as well. So picked a company that I knew that, you know, had good reviews. So I gave myself the best chance before I started, because, you know, it's always important. And if you think like, oh, I'm going to pick this company to save money, like, it's just not worth it. You want to pick a company that you know is going to do the best job. Like, saving money, like, learning how to drive is a very dangerous thing, and you want to make sure that you're a good driver. So pick a company that has good reviews and you know that you're giving yourself the best chance. The company that I picked, my instructor was amazing. He was so patient. He was incredible. Like, I could have not asked for a better teacher. Like, absolutely incredible. Could not rave about him enough. Like, the most patient person, because I was struggling with it and I wasn't getting it just like that. So yeah, he had a lot of patience, bless him. So yeah, where I am at the minute is basically I haven't taken my test yet. I do need to practice a few more bits, get better at it. So yeah, I haven't passed, and you can pass on the Friday if you want to. Like, you can see where you are maybe on like the Wednesday or the Thursday, and then they can look up to see if there's any cancelled practical tests, and they can book you in for the Friday. But I just didn't feel ready, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I don't feel ready for something. What's the point? Like, you know, I want to feel confident in myself that I know that I'm going to be a good driver and a safe one. So yeah, I didn't take my test, but I am going to soon. I'm not gonna like say the day or anything, because like that's too much pressure. But yeah, I'm gonna take my test and I'm gonna do it. But I do need to like practice, and I'm not even gonna lie, like, I had a lot of anxiety whilst driving, because it's very scary. It's a lot of pressure on you. You want to make sure you're doing it right. You know, you don't want to like hit anything. It's scary. So yeah, anxiety was a big factor in it, but you know, it's okay. We are gonna get there. I am gonna do this, but it's a challenge. It is what it is. But anyway, so that is my experience with it. I hope I've helped anyone that's deciding if they want to do an intensive driving course. And yeah, I just want to normalize that driving is hard. It's really difficult, and if you feel like you are just not getting it and you feel like the only person, me too, honey. I did not get it straight away, and I'm still learning. I'm still not getting it, but I'm still learning. So yeah, anyway, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.